So on Saturday night, as I'm sure you guys know by now, shots rang out in the lobby of the Hilton Hotel where the White House Correspondents Dinner and also about 15 other Correspondents Dinner events were taking place. And what made me so sad in the immediate aftermath of seeing all of this unfold on social media was that I was not even surprised in the slightest. I wasn't shocked. Like, this was just a normal Saturday in the Trump administration, a normal Saturday in 2026. Now, as I was watching all of the content come out of this, seeing everybody's firsthand reports and the videos, some people at the event seemed, similarly unfazed. And then the memification of the event just further drives this point home. Like, we've just been sitting on the internet making jokes about this for days. And that's because this assassination culture that I've sat on the show and talked about countless times, now that we've all been talking about, it is no longer extremism. It is commonplace. It is literally commonplace in our culture. And while I think the people online often make jokes to cope about things these days, I feel like they're just making jokes because it all feels like it is just a bad joke that we can't escape. And so that, my friends, is what we're going to talk about today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and supporting the show and the channel. Please let me know in the comments how you guys are feeling after this assassination attempt, Trump's response, all of it. I want to hear. I'll be in the comments responding to you guys. All right, so what I am trying to say here is that after I got over my initial fears for the people that I know who were sitting in that room, hoping the president and the first lady were okay, obviously, I was laying awake in bed, nursing my baby, laughing at memes. And I wanted to slap myself. Like, I was scrolling and like an hour in, I was like, Brett, what are we doing here? This is just insane. But also, objectively, the content that people were churning out about different reactions, jokes about what people were doing at the Correspondents' Dinner, like, objectively, that content was funny. And I mean, the jokes really wrote themselves in a lot of cases. Like, for example, just to give you one, like, as everybody was ducking for cover and the influencer journalists were, taking videos of themselves under tables, taking 0.5 selfies, all of the things, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was sitting upright. He was stoic. As everything was unfolding, he was sitting up straight, watching it all take place. And people were commenting and going, oh yeah, this is just an average day for somebody in the Kennedy family. Like, somebody else said, he has seen crazier shit than this on a Tuesday afternoon on a family vacation. Not one single farm fresh organic fuck given. This next comment was also incredible. This is something I was chuckling about, at 3 a.m. in the dark. This guy said his brainworm mapped the trajectory of all of the shots and told him he was safe. No need to fuck for cover. Another person replied, deleting report, who said that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was seen not ducking for cover. And this guy replied and said, no need. He has his lucky raccoon penis on him. Like, I wouldn't put it past him. He's got like a rabbit foot hanging from his shirt or something. But the thing is, like, it wasn't even that the internet was ascribing all of this to him. Like, his son, soon after everything transpired, he posted a screenshot of the Kennedy family group chat. Everyone was asking, are you and Cheryl okay? Is everybody good? What's happening? And this is how RFK Jr. replied. He just said, I'm really hungry. He's unbothered. He's hungry. I hope somebody had a good rancher steak waiting for him when he got home. Now, guys, I did not realize how much time and mental energy I was spending on grocery shopping until I stopped doing it as much. Between planning meals and running to the grocery store and second guessing what I had to buy, not sure if I had what I need to make dinner that night, it just all adds up. And so having high quality meat show up at my door every single month just makes things that much easier. It is one less thing to think about, and that is why I stick with my friends over at Good Ranchers. Now, Good Ranchers, as you guys know by now, hopefully know by now, they partner with local farms and ranchers to deliver 100% American meat straight to your door. It is pasture raised, has no antibiotics, no added hormones. It is better than organic. It is the kind of quality that you can feel good about feeding to the people around your table. So if you want that kind of quality and convenience, start your plan with Good Ranchers today. You will get free meat included with every order, plus $100 off your first 3 orders with my code Brett. Just go to goodranchers.com and use code Brett at checkout. That is free meat with every order, plus $100 off your first 3 orders when you start your new subscription plan this month only. Or if you just want to try it out, you can get $40 off your first order with my code Brett instead. No subscription required. Again, that is goodranchers.com, American meat delivered. Now, great snacks are just as important as a great steak, which is why I love the new snacks from Balance of Nature. Now, Balance of Nature takes whole fruits like strawberries and pineapples and freeze dries them with their tailored vacuum cold process into mouth-watering single ingredient snacks. I was literally just snacking on them before I came over to film. They have no additives, no fillers, no label reading anxiety. It is literally just one ingredient, and that is Balance of Nature's Guiltless Snacks. They are clean, they're healthy, they taste amazing, plus they are naturally sweet, naturally vegan, gluten-free, and they're kosher. To try them out, just go to balanceofnature.com/Brett and you can build your own box of up to 16 different guiltless snacks. You can choose from mangoes, pineapple, strawberries, which are my personal favorite, and also bananas, as well as checking out their amazing range of whole food supplements, which you guys know I also love. So check them out and get mouthwatering nutrition at balanceofnature.com/Brett today. Again, that is balanceofnature.com/Brett. Now, speaking of food, and continuing on with the examples of the things that I was seeing on social media, the other clips that have gone the most viral several from this event are also having to do with food, like the New York City CIA agent, who also did not duck for cover. He simply continued eating his salad. As you can see right here, he's watching everything transpire. He's poking at his food. Apparently the salad was burrata, so I understand. I would not have stopped eating it either. Apparently it was a new tux. He's kind of a germaphobe. He didn't want to get on the floor is what he told the press after the fact. But like, guys, this is the culture that we are living in 2026. We are watching a nonchalant assassination attempt take place. Casual, continuing on eating their salad. Like after Trump was shot in Butler, we had a movement that was reignited. We had people on the left who contributed to all of this violent rhetoric who suddenly woke up and realized what they had done. There was empathy and it felt restored on both sides. That was when people, came together across the aisle in unity to try to make the country better. That was in large part because of what we all witnessed on July 14th. And now, like 2 years later, well, we got to make sure we finish our salads. The burrata is not going to eat itself. Like now the journalists are filming vain TikToks under tables. They're evacuating, but not before they steal the leftover alcohol that was still sitting on the table, as you can see right here. Like, just watch this clip, for example. It's just unreal. So what you have here are journalists doing more 0.5 selfies, holding up all the champagne they're taking, and then watch this woman. This is the one that's really gone viral. She's in the fur coat. Whoop. Picks up a bottle of champagne. That's not enough. She then gets the bottle of wine. Like, that clip in and of itself is just insane. But you actually need to hear what the reporter is saying over these clips as they are playing on television. Listen to this.
Tragically, we've covered shootings. We've covered all sorts of scary and terrible events.
Tragic shootings, scary, terrible events. And the journalists are like, let me get my booze before I leave. I mean, it's just like, it's insane. Per usual, it feels like a scene out of a sitcom. And I promise I'm going somewhere with this. I'm not just here to react to all these clips, because while we have all of this footage of people being totally chill, totally nonchalant, some of those same journalists are now going on the news 24 hours later and talking about how they are actually recovering from trauma. Watch this.
My sources, my contacts, my friends who were in the room with me, they're processing the traumatic stress. And I know for me personally, the memories have been flooding back today. I remembered talking to House Speaker Mike Johnson 2 minutes before all this went down. And then I remembered as we were crouching on the ground, hearing people shouting, "Get down," and wondering if there was some assailant who was loose in the ballroom. So those memories are coming back.
The trauma, it is flooding back. Like, did you remember taking the champagne? Did you remember the selfies, the fit checks? I mean, it's just absurd. And I'm not trying to downplay something. It was obviously a tragic and awful, terrifying event, especially if you are somebody who's in that room, you're hearing the shots ring out. You have no idea where they're coming from. You have no idea if a shooter is being neutralized. Apparently there was no service in the room. Nobody could contact anyone, and like that is awful. It objectively is tragic, but we also have to admit the ridiculousness of watching all of this unfold live and seeing how many people were being so cavalier about it all to now it being trauma 24 hours later on CNN. And if we are being truly and devastatingly honest about this, I feel like a lot of people are just unfazed. Like take Dana White, for example. He was in attendance at the Correspondents' Dinner, and apparently, using words from his own mouth, this was basically the coolest night of his life. Like, he walked out of that room, he talked to the press, and he said this.
It started getting noisy. Tables getting flipped over, guys running in with guns, and they were screaming, "Get down." I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every minute of it in, and it was a pretty crazy, unique experience.
I mean, this man, it looks like he just watched the greatest fight of his life. He was like, I'm not getting down. I see SWAT teams coming in. This is sweet. He can't stop smiling because of how epic it was. And he's not lying. Like, this was him in the room. Look at this, zooming in on him. This man is so happy. And that is not the only clip of him still in that room. There are clips now that are circulating of him like standing up, looking around, pulling out his phone, trying to take a picture. Like, I mean, he truly is just taking it all in. It's a normal Saturday night. He basically looks like the Andy surprised gift from Parks and Rec. And then just to top it all off, to drive this point home, with people online, like I showed you at the beginning with the comments and the jokes on RFK Jr., the jokes are all rolling. Like, whether it is about him, whether it is about Dana White, the journalist selfies, the fact that the mentalist was the performer and he was, predicting Caroline Leavitt's baby name, but did not predict that there was an assassin waiting out in the lobby. And like, what I'm trying to say here is I don't feel like this is if you're not laughing, you're crying situation anymore. I feel like people just want to laugh like it's all just a joke. It's ridiculous that security wasn't tighter at an event like this. It is insane that they arrest a wannabe Trump assassin essentially every single month. It is insane that it feels like after years of this, nothing changes. We're still doing the same thing, so no wonder people are making jokes. It's like, well, what else are we gonna do at this point? Like, I was racking my brain this morning before I sat down to film. I almost didn't do this episode because my genuine feeling, I had like such a black pill moment. I was like, genuinely, what is the point? I had been scrolling online all weekend, all morning, watching people react to old Hassan clips where they call for Trump and MAGA and conservatives to be, killed in the streets.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers and murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude.
And you actually wrote about this, and it was a great video where you talked about, someone has to do it. See, when I say that, everyone knows exactly what I mean.
People condemning Jimmy Kimmel for his disgusting joke about Melania being an expectant widow.
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
SNL just a couple of weeks ago joking about Trump getting shot at the Kennedy Center, like all of these types of videos.
And I think that's cool that the president is going to the theater. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
I mean, it is all disgusting. And I know why people are reposting them and reacting to them. Like, I've sat on this show, on my old show, I've reacted to video after video just like that. I've done entire episodes dedicated to this, saying that, things need to change. They must change. I don't want to raise a child in a world like this. And I just sat there watching it and I was like, is it worth it to do that again, to feel like anything is actually changing? And that was an awful, awful feeling. Now, obviously, I'm sitting here, I'm doing this episode, but it was like a gut punch that was the way that I instinctively felt. Now, what really did stand out to me about this assassination attempt and everything surrounding it, unfortunately, it still didn't shock me, it was the shooter's manifesto that really stood out to me in this attempt. Because unlike so many other mass shootings and assassination attempts, this was not some they-them having a mental breakdown, scribbling satanic verbiage in a journal, texting their trans lover like they're from the 1800s. Like, it was none of this. This manifesto, I don't know if you guys have read it, I don't want to read it here, but it was totally coherent. It was jovial, even. He started it out by saying, "Hello, everybody. So sorry to be doing this, but alas, it must be done." I mean, this man was a teacher. He left a note at the end of the manifesto for his students saying, "I'm so sorry, kids. Stay in school. I don't want you to ever have to do this." He thanked his parents. He said, "I love you guys. Thank you for raising me so well." He confidently and coherently laid out why he believed he had to do this to save the country because of how awful Trump was, and that was that. It was very matter of fact. Again, so incredibly coherent. And this was so unbelievably chilling to me because he just seemed like a normal guy, a normal teacher, well-educated man, somebody that any of us might have known or might have even been friends with. Like, my mom, actually, this is just like awful timing, but my mom was visiting family this week that she hadn't seen in a while. Family who once was not political in the slightest, chose to stay out of it, prioritize relationships and, their passions in life over politics, who have now become completely and utterly radicalized, who confidently told my mother to her face that the only way we were going to save the country was if somebody took out Trump. And that's just one example. I mean, Alex and I both know people, from previous times in our life who say the same thing confidently and publicly, who are confident enough in these feelings to text and say that they didn't even feel bad when Charlie Kirk was shot, that they had no empathy for his children, for his family, that they were actually happy about it because they felt like he deserved it. Posted about it, texted about it in group chats, totally comfortable. These are normal people from middle America, frat bros. They are not the freaking blue-haired BDSM fetish-loving authors writing trans children's books, fighting for anarchy. They're not the bald, bearded, booby Oxford University tutor that is going viral right now, which you can see here, like absolute freaks. Like, they are normal friends and family. People that we have grown up with, that attended our wedding, who sent us presents for our son, all of whom have been successfully radicalized, where the things that they say and post aren't far off from what this man wrote in his manifesto. And that is what stood out to me. That is what was so unbelievably chilling. And it is also just, on a personal note, it is so disorienting. Like, how can you call me when I am freshly postpartum and check in on me? How can you send Alex and I presents for our newborn baby son and then post on Facebook about how you think Trump and all of MAGA and all of his voters should be shot? And do that all in the span of 1 week. It is sickening. And unfortunately, that's just the world that we live in. It's so atrocious. And then you go online and you're laughing at jokes about all of it because I guess that's all we can do. I'm sitting here and I wish I had an answer or solution for where we go from here, but I genuinely have no idea. And I don't think most people do either. Like, I look around at my generation, I read y'all's comments, the things that you DM me and send me, and I just see us all existing in this chaos, laughing at memes and making jokes because it's easier. And honestly, at this point, it is our normal. As gross and sickening as it is so commonplace now that, again, when I saw this news, I went, okay, another one. And that is such an awful feeling. Like, to bring it back to what I was talking about at the beginning with RFK, like, are we just all Kennedys now? So accustomed to horrifying, tragic, awful events that now when it's all over, when consuming the news is over, when the doom scrolling is done at 3 a.m., we just shoot our family a text wondering what's for dinner, wondering if brunch is still on for next Saturday, because we just move through the horrific events because they're commonplace. And so what do? Do we try to fight back against the people who won't talk to us, won't listen, won't reason, want us dead and spit on the graves of our friends? Or do we just say, I'm done and I'm disconnecting from it all? I'm not going to scroll. I'm not going to consume it. I'm not going to engage. That's honestly, even though I do this show and I'm in media, like, it's a question that I wrestle with literally every single day before I sit down in front of this microphone. Now, the good thing is, and thank God for this, as many problems as our party has, especially right now, as many criticisms as voters are expressing at the moment, I am proud to say that when it comes to this, we are not like the other side. And I hope we never will be. Our decency and morality generally is still intact. So thank God for that.